Welcome to Halifax. You are looking live inside the Holmberg Center on the campus of St. Mary's University. And tonight, it is the third and final game in day number 1 of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association Showcase Weekend here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. The number 3 game featuring the number 1 team, the Halifax Thunder at 7-0, taking on the Moncton Mystics at 2-4. We'll send it down to the public address announcer for the starting lineups and the national anthems. Tip-off on the other side here on Maritime Athletic Profiles.
And in first place in the MWBA, the Mystics enter tonight's game with a league record of 2-4, good for 4 points and in a tie for 4th place. The MWBA would like to thank its founding partners, Royale and MWBA. Tonight's game day partners are St. Mary's University Athletics and Quantum Sport Therapy. The officials for today's game are Shauna Poirier, Stephen Clow, and Joe Harvey. We'd like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people, as well as the Wolastoqey. At this point in time, we would ask that you please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and join us for the playing of our national anthem. Today's starting lineups are brought to you by Tony's Pizza. Introducing first the starting 5 for the visiting Moncton Mystics. At guard from Moncton, New Brunswick, number 7, Kelly Bass. At guard from Fredericton, New Brunswick, number 8, Kelsey McLaughlin. At forward from Riverview, New Brunswick, number 9, Jenna Jones. At forward from Mount Denson, Nova Scotia, number 16, Abby Miller. And at forward from Moncton, New Brunswick, number 23, Leah St. Pierre. Head coach of the Mystics is Jill Smith. Assistant coach is Lauren Peterson. And now time to meet the starting lineup of
So it's the Thunder and the Mystics. The Thunder undefeated at 7-0. The Mystics coming in at 2-4. As Reynolds will jump it up for the Thunder. Parker Regan, he goes with Pickard, Reynolds, Cajarini, Yepes, and Wade. And the Mystics control the tap. And right off the bat, Leah St. Pierre lays it up and in. The native from Moncton, New Brunswick, averaging 14 points per game, played collegiately at UBC and St. Francis Xavier. So it's Miller, St. Pierre, Jones, McLaughlin, and Vass for the Mystics. So Vass will bring it over the timeline. Baseline drive, laying it up and in. Beautiful move there by Abby Miller. The Mount Denson, Nova Scotia native. Former Mount Allison Mountie. Cajarini gets inside. Can't finish. One and done for the Thunder. Jumper won't fall for St. Pierre. Reynolds on the run out. Reynolds can't finish with the left hand. Vass now drops it off. McLaughlin steps into a three. Jones outduels Reynolds off the backside, and Jenna Jones will get her first field goal to fall. Jones averaging 11 points per game. The Riverview, New Brunswick native, the former UPEI Panther. Picker dials it up from downtown. Jones, back door, can't get it to fall, but the putback's there by McLaughlin. Kelsey McLaughlin from Fredericton, New Brunswick, the former St. Mary's University Husky. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds on the drive on Vass. Can't finish with the right hand. Here's Miller on Pickard, and Miller will draw the contact on Vanessa Pickard. And Abby will shoot two.
Thunder foul charged at number 7, Vanessa Pickard, first personal and first team foul.
Abby Pickard's first personal, first team foul. Tonight's officials, Joe Harvey, Shauna Poirier, and Stephen Clow. That's Miller's first free throw. Comes up a little short. And Miller will go 1 for 2 on the first trip. Here's Wade. Cajarini for 3. McLaughlin with the rebound. Fast thought about 3. Nice seal on the baseline by St. Pierre. She'll lay it up and in. Leah St. Pierre from Moncton, New Brunswick, averaging 14 points per game. Pickard for 3. That won't fall. Another one and done for the Thunder. St. Pierre spins, fade away. Won't fall this time. Cajarini to Reynolds. Pickard loses the handle. Yepes picks up the loose ball. Yepes spins to the rim. That won't go down. Reynolds in the open floor. Almost comes up with the steal. Last touch though by Miller. Possession will go over to the Thunder. Here's Wade. Reynolds with the nice catch. Quick pass to Yepes. Yepes takes Miller off the bounce. Cajarini catch and shoot. Won't go. Thunder struggling to find their range here in their early going. Vass now on Wade. Gets inside. Circus shot won't go down with the left hand. Thunder have numbers on the run out, 2-on-1. And Kajarini misses it, gets her own rebound back. That won't fall. Third opportunity coming up for the Thunder. Wade steps into a three. And the shooting woes continuing for Halifax. St. Pierre, though, posted up Wade, and no problem for Leah St. Pierre. She's got 6 of the 13 for the Mystics. Here's Reynolds. Off the horns screen. Miller almost stepped in front of that pass. Kajarini, baseline to Yepes. Quick ball movement. Picker dials up the three. But Vanessa can't get it to fall. Another one and done for Halifax. Here's Vass. St. Pierre baseline, and she's fouled by Wade. So Wade's first personal, second team foul. Parker Regan will call a timeout, trailing by 10. So if you think the Moncton Mystics were nervous coming into the Halifax Thunder's building, you guessed wrong. They got a 10-point lead, and they have been giving Halifax everything that they can handle thus far. Good look at the Moncton Mystics bench. As you can see, the huddle here in this timeout. Head coach Jill Smith of Moncton. Some final instructions to her team. Good look at Leah St. Pierre. She's got 6 of the 13 points for the Mystics. Vanessa Pickett's got the only field goal for Parker Regan and the Halifax Thunder. And this is a team that is loaded with offensive firepower. Carissa Kajarini, the second leading scorer in the MWBA, averaging 18 points per game. Here's St. Pierre out of the timeout. Yepes altering that shot, and Yepes comes up with the rebound. And Grace Lancaster knocks down the jumper just inside the three-point line. Lancaster's come on out of the timeout. So has Saunders, along with Katie Upham. So Parker Regan going to his second unit here, looking for some answers on both ends of the floor, just past the midway point here in the opening frame. Vince Williams on hand and the entire Maritime Athletic Profiles crew here at the Holmberg Center. The third and final game in day number 1 of this Maritime Women's Basketball Association Showcase Weekend. Nice move there on the baseline by Carla Yepes. Yepes, the former University of Prince Edward Island Panther standout, an all-star this past season in the AUS. St. Pierre continuing to be strong offensively, and Yepes dials it up from behind the arc. So a quick 5 points on back-to-back sequences for the Thunder and Carla Yepes. Lead down the 5 for the Mystics. Here's St. Pierre. And St. Pierre knocks down the jumper. Leah St. Pierre providing the offensive punch here for the Mystics. Wade for 3. That'll rim out. Vass chases down the rebound. Here's Kelly Vass. Takes Lancaster right to the rim. Kelly Vass, outstanding decision there. She was able to get up and over Grace Lancaster. Baseline drive, Upham. Upham with the blow by. She'll finish at the rim. Yepes steps in front of that pass. That was intended for Miller. Now Carla will go to work, crosses over Miller. Saunders dials up 3, won't fall. Fast, another rebound. Back the other way with numbers, 3-on-2, outstanding decision. And Valser, the beneficiary of the great pass out of that fast break by Kelly Vass. Lancaster takes Vassar down low, and Grace will shoot 2 now. So Balser will pick up her first, second team. Balser from Moncton, New Brunswick. Former product of Crandall University. And it's Lancaster's first free throw, a little short. Lancaster, the Fall River, Nova Scotia native. And UPEI Panther. She'll go 1 for 2. Jones comes back for the Mystics. And Shannon Yude's in there for the first time for the Mystics, along with Kylie Balser is in there as well for the Mystics. That's a little short. Thunder on the run out. Reynolds, count it, plus the foul. And Skooker Wickie's in there for the Thunder. Jones will be called for the foul. And Reynolds will complete the three-point play. So the second unit, along with the starter Reynolds, providing that offensive spark for the Halifax Thunder, gets the lead within 5. Mystics have been up as much as 10 points in this quarter. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the opening frame. Here's Upham to Reynolds. Reynolds blow by, and Reynolds will be fouled. As Dracoff slow to get out there to close out on Reynolds, and that'll be Erica's first. The Yarmouth, Nova Scotia native, a former Acadia Axewoman. Gooker Wickie inside the Saunders. Gooker Wickie crosses over. Gooker Wickie, nice looking move, but can't finish. She was able to take Emily Briggs to the cup. Briggs now will dump it inside the Trakoff, and that'll be a turnover for the Mystics. Here's Upham. She'll walk it over the timeline. Takes Briggs off the bounce. Lancaster for 3. Chased down by Upham. Upham now draws the double. Reynolds from way outside. Jones comes up with the loose ball. Baltzer thought about 3. Jenna Jones, three-pointer on the way. That'll rim out. Gooker Wickie with the rebound. Saunders, three-pointer. It's good. Sandy Saunders, the former Acadia Axewoman, able to knock down that triple. And that'll cut the lead to 2 with under a minute to go in the opening frame. Here's Jones. Jones draws the double. Briggs now inside, knocked away. Upham chases down the loose ball. The Thunder down as much as 10 points in this quarter, looking to tie it up or take the lead. As Trakoff bumps Reynolds from behind. And that should be the 5th team foul, as Tiffany Reynolds will go to the line to shoot a pair to try to tie this one up. So Caggiarini and Pickard will come back for the Thunder. Reynolds will lead the first free throw short. And Reynolds with an empty trip grabs her own rebound, and Reynolds puts it up. Batted around. Upton comes up with it. Pickard for the lead. Yes! Vanessa Pickard with her second three of the quarter gives the Thunder a 1-point lead. Here's Kejarini on the run out. Gets it off in time. Counted! Carissa Kejarini with the run out layup and in. That'll push the lead up the three for the Thunder. What a close for Halifax. They were down as much as 10 points, and it was the second unit for Parker Regan that really got the offense going as Pickard knocked down a three-pointer late in the quarter, and Kejarini on the run out able to beat the buzzer at the end of the frame that gives them a 3-point lead, 24-21. Couple looks at some of the highlights in the first 10 minutes here at the Holmberg Center. But it was all Moncton in the first 5 minutes of this quarter. Then the last 5 minutes of the first 10, the Halifax Thunder woke up. It was a timeout called by Parker Regan after going down by 10 that sparked the offense. Some substitutions. The second unit came in, challenged the shooters. Moncton missed a few shots, couple turnovers committed. And it was some timely shooting and outstanding defense that is giving the Halifax Thunder this 3-point lead, 24-21 after 10. So the Halifax Thunder will have possession to start the second quarter. It'll be Pickard, Kejarini, Wade, Gukerwicki, and Reynolds to start the quarter for the Thunder. For the Mystics, they'll counter with St. Pierre, Jones, McLaughlin, Vass, as Reynolds knocks down the mid-range jumper. And rounding out the lineup is the starting line, the original starting lineup for Jill Smith, Abby Miller. Miller posting up Reynolds inside. Miller fade away. Fouled by Reynolds, and Abby will shoot two. So a 16-6 run here for the Halifax Thunder. As Miller will go 1 for 2. Chased down by Reynolds. Here's Reynolds. Draws the double. Quick ball movement. Gukerwicki will lay it up and in. So Gukerwicki with some quality minutes off the bench this evening for Parker Regan and the Thunder. Reynolds with another rebound. Kejarini. Last touch by Jones. It will stay with the Thunder. Kejarini. Good closeout by McLaughlin. Reynolds for 3. Reynolds now 0 for 2 from downtown. Tie up. And the possession arrow will favor the Mystics.
Into the game for the Thunder, number 23, Shannon Matheson-Black, and number 11, Carla Yepes.
So Shannon Platt will check in for the first time for the Thunder. Yepes will come back as well. Backdoors, McLaughlin blows the layup wide open, gets her own rebound. This time she'll make it count. That'll cut the lead to 4. Here's Yepes backing down McLaughlin. Pickard bang, and Vanessa Pickard with 3 threes in the first half. Had 2 in the first quarter at the start of the game, and then at the end, in the second last possession for the Thunder. Vanessa coming out hot, shooting from downtown. So she's got 8 points on the game. 3 of the 4 field goals that she's managed to knock down were from beyond the arc. Here's St. Pierre. Blow by on Platt. St. Pierre will draw the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. So Platt will be called for the personal. St. Pierre will shoot 2. Leah with 8 points in the first quarter for the Mystics. She'll knock down both. Moncton on a 2-game losing streak. Last one, May 14th in overtime, an overtime thriller over the defending champions, the Halifax Hornets. As Miller steals it, Wade almost steals it back for the Thunder, 103-95. Coming into this game, 2-4 are the Mystics, trying to break up that 2-game losing skid. On the other end, the Thunder 7-0 to start the season after losing the inaugural Legacy Cup last season here at the Holmberg Center. It was the last time they lost a basketball game versus the Halifax Hornets. And they have played outstanding in the second season, are the Thunder. A few wrinkles, a few changes for this Thunder squad. Gone is the league MVP, Haley McDonald, who played for the Thunder last season, along with her teammate, Lizzie Isiemi, who will continue her career at Acadia University. As Haley McDonald played her 5th and final year in U Sports, as Grace Wade knocks down the 3. An outstanding campaign for Haley McDonald. Arguably one of the greatest players to play for the Acadia Axwomen and in the AUS Conference, along with U Sports. The all-time leader in scoring in the history of the Acadia University women's basketball program. And second all-time in three-point shots made in a career, behind St. Mary's University's Jadranka Shinogrowitz. Pickard for 3. That's a heat check for sure, off the side of the backboard. But Kejarini is there to bail her out, and Carissa will shoot 2. Kejarini, the Thunder Bay, Ontario native, the former Lakehead University star. Upham will come back for the Thunder. Saunders is back out there as well, and Grace Lancaster. So Kejarini will knock down both. Her former teammate at Lakehead University, Tiffany Reynolds, will come into the game. Reynolds from Toronto. As Kejarini will put the Thunder up by 6. Here's St. Pierre. Fast now, fast step back 3. Too strong, Yepes with the rebound. Reynolds now. Reynolds on the run out, gets inside, and Reynolds can't finish with the right hand. Explosive move to the cup by Tiffany Reynolds. Just having her problems with the finish tonight. St. Pierre flips it up and in. And Leah St. Pierre playing very strong tonight for the Mystics. No fear by Leah. She gets inside and finishes with the right hand. Now Yepes trying to post up on the high post. And Sydney Baltzer will be assessed her second personal. Reynolds all alone off the backdoor screen on the inbound. She'll lay it up and in. Here's Briggs, tied up by Saunders. Jones spins, won't fall, try to chase down her own rebound. Reynolds now. Upham, blow by, baseline, and Katie lays it up and in. Outstanding decision and great ball movement by the Thunder. Upham able to get all the ways to the bucket for the field goal. Briggs. Reynolds closing all the way out on St. Pierre. St. Pierre step back. Briggs will fire for three. Left it short. Saunders on the run out. Lancaster can't get that one to fall. Upham with the steal. Yepes back to Saunders. Yepes, she'll try from distance. Jones in a battle for the loose ball, and it's last touch by Jones. It will stay with the Thunder. So Balser and McLaughlin come back for the Mystics. Gooker-Wicki will step back onto the floor for the Thunder. Here's Gooker-Wicki. Skip pass, Upham, three-pointer. Balser with the rebound, run out. Balser try to chase down the loose ball. Gooker-Wicki now. And that's tapped away by McLaughlin, and Briggs secures the loose ball. Here's McLaughlin. Floater, yes. Good looking move there by Kelsey McLaughlin. A former St. Mary's University product. Standout here for the Huskies under Scott Monroe. Reynolds, athletic play inside. Whipped it over to Saunders. Wasn't ready for it. Now Vass. And Vass will draw the contact. She'll shoot two. Up and down we go. The pace starting to quicken here. You see that floater, beautiful floater by Kelsey McLaughlin. As the Mystics will call a timeout. Jill Smith wants to talk it over. Coming into this game 2-4. Mystics on a two-game losing skid, trying to do something that no one else has done all season, and that's knock off the Halifax Thunder. Good look at Jill Smith there, instructing her team. Had a 10-point lead at the midway point of this first half in the first quarter, but since then, it's been all Halifax Thunder. They have been showed why they are undefeated. They have been coming in waves. It's been the second unit, the reserves, that have stepped up when Parker Regan needed them most. So the Mystics will counter out of the timeout with Vass St. Pierre. Kelly Vass will shoot two. McLaughlin, Balser, and Briggs. For the Thunder, the same unit that went to the bench. Gooker-Wicki, Saunders, Lancaster, Reynolds, and Upham. A smaller unit for Parker Regan. Positionless basketball. Wings and guards out there for the Thunder. And I'm not even sure if they really have a true post, is the Halifax Thunder. As Lancaster gets inside. Can't finish. Last touched by the Thunder, and it will go over to the Mystics. Mystics have an opportunity here to cut the lead to 2 or 1. They can get a 3 to go down. Here's Vass. Skip pass to Briggs. Briggs had Bolser behind her. He decides to give it to St. Pierre. St. Pierre, tough shot forced there by Gooker Wicki. Here comes the Thunder. Here's Gooker Wicki. Gets inside, and Briggs will be called for the reach. She tried to wrap around Gooker Wicki after the blow-by. So Briggs will pick up her first, team's third. Upham inside the Reynolds. And Reynolds gets the shooter's touch. And that's Tiffany's office inside that painted area. Bolser. St. Pierre puts it on the deck, spins in the lane, draws the double, throws it into the corner to Briggs. Briggs step back 3, misses everything. Good closeout there by Upham. And then Lancaster throws it away, trying to find teammate Saunders. Miller will come back for the Mystics. Miller. And Vass will go to the bench. Miller deep inside the paint on Reynolds. Can't finish. Reynolds back the other way. Reynolds a one-woman fast break as Saunders didn't get her feet set. Throws up the air ball and gives the possession back to the Mystics.
Number 14, Grace Lee. Number 10, Carissa Cacciarini. And number 7, Vanessa Pickard.
Cacciarini will come back. Wade as well, along with Pickard for the Thunder. Here's Bolser. McLaughlin keeping her feet, staying in bounds. Miller. St. Pierre. Miller with the reversal. That won't fall. Pickard back the other way for the Thunder. Wade pulls up. Left it short. Gooker Wicki with the hustle on the baseline to keep it alive. Reynolds crosses over Bolser. And then Reynolds will just lay it up and in. It looked like Reynolds was kind of surprised that she was wide open for that shot. She was able to gain some spacing in time after the pivot and spin in the lane. Turnover by the Mystics. Pickard looking for the foul on Bolser. So Vass and Jones will come back for the Mystics. 34.2 remaining in the half. Vass off the screen by St. Pierre. St. Pierre battling for position down low with Pickard. That's out of her reach, saved on the end line by Miller. And Cacciarini is bumped by Vass as the Mystics had one foul to give. Next one, they'll be over the limit. That'll be Vass's second personal. Here's Wade. Wade off the bounce, gets inside, and Wade is fouled by Jones. And she'll shoot 2.
Mystics foul charged to number 9, Jenna Jones, second personal, 15 foul.
So that'll be the second personal for Jenna Jones. Wade will go 1 for 2. Fast heaves it up. It'll count if it goes, and that didn't miss by much. So after 20 minutes, the Halifax Thunder lead it 45-36 over the Moncton Mystics. So we'll step aside. Stay with us. You're watching the MWBA Showcase Weekend here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. Back in Halifax at the Holmberg Center on the campus of St. Mary's University for this third and final game in day number 1 here at the MWBA Showcase Weekend in Halifax. The Halifax Thunder leading after 20 minutes, 45-36 over the Moncton Mystics. The Mystics coming into this game 2-4 on the season, and the Thunder undefeated, first place in the MWBA. The Thunder will start with possession here in the third as Carla Yepes will lay it up and in. It's Yepes, Saunders, Upham, along with Kejarini and Pickard to start the second half for Parker Regan. For the Mystics, they'll counter with Jones. Miller, backdoor, she'll lay it up and in. Good looking pass there by Jenna Jones to Abby Miller. Kelly Vass, Leah St. Pierre, and Kelsey McLaughlin will round out the lineup for the Mystics. Saunders, pull up just inside the three-point line. That'll rim out. And Yepes is down and slow to get back up to her feet. And St. Pierre will counter down the other end. And Carla Yepes will slowly make her way. Looked like she was heading towards the Thunder bench. Encouraging to see her stay out there is Carla Yepes. Second team All-AUS last season for the UPEI Panthers is Yepes. As Cajarini is fouled by Miller, and Carissa will shoot two. That'll be Miller's first, team's first. Cajarini will shoot two. And Cajarini will knock down both, is the former Lakehead University standout. Here's Miller. Jones with the tough shot. Jones chases down her own rebound. Can't finish on the putback. As Miller closes out on Pickard, she knocked down 3 threes in the first half for the Thunder. St. Pierre closing out on Pickard. She'll turn it over. McLaughlin. St. Pierre now. Throws it inside the Jones. Picked up by Cajarini. Cajarini now crosses over Vass and lays it up and in. Beautiful move by Carissa Cajarini. Second leading scorer in the MWBA with 18 points per game is Cajarini. Miller gets freed again. Nice backdoor screen by Vass. And Miller's got a quick 4 points in the quarter for the Mystics. Mystics just trying to stay within striking distance. At one point, they led by 10, and it's been a long time ago since that. Splash, Cajarini for 3. She's got a quick 5 in the quarter. And Miller answers with the and 1. So Abby Miller turning it up offensively. Let's take a look at those sequences. Vass with the pitch ahead. Miller gets inside and draws the contact on Yepes. Yepes a little late. You can see her running hard in the screen. Just couldn't get there in time. And Miller with the and 1. So Abby Miller will shoot the free throw. And she'll get the shooter's roll. So Miller's got 7 in the quarter. Lancaster's come on. Lancaster's blocked by McLaughlin. Wade's back out there. There's Platt. Platt splash. Knocks down the baseline jumper. So Platt with the jumper. Reynolds back out there for the Thunder. And that'll be a turnover for the Mystics. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds gets inside. Can't finish. Vass now. McLaughlin, quick ball movement. St. Pierre had a good look at it. Couldn't finish around Lancaster. Wade. Gukerwicki throws it up, and she's fouled by Vass, as Sydney Gukerwicki will shoot two.
Foul charge to number 7, Kelly Vass, third personal, second team.
So that'll be the third personal on Vass. Mystics' second team foul. As the Cambridge, Ontario former Dalhousie Tiger Gukerwicki will knock down both. Leads up to 14 for the Thunder. Gukerwicki steps in front of that pass. And then Gukerwicki will turn it over as Briggs has come on for the Mystics. Here's Briggs. Briggs gets it knocked away from behind by Lancaster. And here's Grace now. And a lot of contact away from the basketball. As Jenna Jones runs into Tiffany Reynolds, and that'll be on Jenna Jones.
Jenna Jones, third personal, third team. And into the game for the Mystics, number 12, Shannon Udig.
So Jenna Jones will pick up her third, team's third. Uden will come in for the Mystics with 5:46 remaining in the frame. Here's Gukerwicki, and Gukerwicki's pushed by Briggs.
Mystics foul charge to number 10, Emily Briggs, second personal, fourth team foul.
So the next foul, the Mystics will be over the limit. Thunders will shoot free throws the rest of the way as we approach the midway point here in the third period. Lancaster stumbles, turns it over. Uden picks up the loose ball. Lancaster trying to get in defensive position. McLaughlin, baseline on Reynolds, and McLaughlin will be called for the offensive foul.
Offensive foul charge to the Mystics, number 8, Kelsey McLaughlin, first personal and fifth team foul.
So that'll be Kelsey's first personal. The Mystics over the limit, not a shooting situation for the Thunder. That's knocked away by Miller as Reynolds try to get position inside. Here's Briggs. Briggs breaking down, Platt off the bounce. Jones for three, throws up the air ball. Gukerwicki will get tied up by Briggs, but the possession arrow will favor the Mystics.
Number 23, Leah St. Pierre.
Leah St. Pierre will check back in. Jones will go to the bench for the Mystics. St. Pierre. No, that's Miller inside, and Miller is fouled by Lancaster.
Thunder foul charge to number 4, Grace Lancaster, first personal, second team foul.
So the first personal on Lancaster and second team.
Marissa Cacciarini, number 1, Sandy Saunders, number 13, Katie Upham, number 7, Vanessa Pickard, and number 11, Carla Yepes.
So a wholesale of changes here for Parker Regan, all five stepping off the court, and a new five coming on. So Saunders, Yepes, Pickard, Upham, and Cacciarini are out there now. Miller will go 1 for 2 and a tie-up underneath the bucket with Yepes and Uden. And
Mystics foul charge to number 12, Shannon Udig.
so Uden will pick the
Personal
pick up the foul. As mentioned, the Mystics over the limit. Carla Yepes will shoot 2. So Yepes steps up, knocks down both. Here's Briggs. Caggiarini gets in front of that pass. Carissa gets it back 2-on-1 if she hurries. And Pickard can't handle that bullet bounce pass. Mystics now with an opportunity, trailing by 15. Miller, baseline. It'll stay with the Mystics. 13 to shoot. McLaughlin will trigger the inbound on the baseline. Miller with the catch, and Miller will lay it up and in. Abby Miller's having a third quarter right now for the Mystics. He's got 10 points in the quarter. Saunders blocked by McLaughlin. Here's McLaughlin. Floats it inside the Miller. Miller gets her own rebound. Spins, floats away, and Miller's bumped by Saunders, and Abby will shoot 2. Abby Miller really playing aggressive inside in this third quarter for the Mystics. All of her field goal attempts in tight, 1 or 2 feet away from the bucket. Able to go 1 for 2 on this trip. Oppum pulls it out. Caggiarini for 3, throws up the air ball. Uncharacteristic miss from downtown for Carissa. Picker can't finish with the putback. McLaughlin, and that jumper comes up short. Here's Upham. Caggiarini. Saunders catches and shoots. Dials up the three-pointer. Breaks now. Crosses over Upham. St. Pierre. It's got to get busy. Briggs. That 3 will fall short and land out of bounds. Yepes spinning on St. Pierre, knocked away as Briggs got a hand in the passing lane. Here's St. Pierre directing traffic. Give and go. St. Pierre backing down Picker. Floater comes up a little short. Pickard for 3, and she's fouled in the act of shooting. As McLaughlin will be called for the foul, Vanessa Pickard will shoot 3 free throws. So Jill Smith will call a timeout for the Mystics, trailing 63-48. You see that jumper by Platt on the baseline. Good looking drive there by Gooker Wiki at the and one. McLaughlin got fouled on that attempt. Some of the action here in the second half here at the Holmberg Center. And Abby Miller, he's got 12 points in the quarter for the Mystics. It's been the bright star tonight for Moncton. Good look at the Thunder bench and timeout. The MWBA would like to thank their following sponsors. Their major sponsors throughout this second season. As you can see, many of the sponsors there on the screen. As the MWBA thank you all and their continuing efforts here in year number 2. So Vanessa Pickert out of the timeout knocks down all 3 free throws. Yepes steps in front of that pass attempt. And St. Pierre tried to throw it inside to Abby Miller. Yepes with the defensive play. Under 2 minutes to go here. Wade puts on the brakes, but throws it away as Uden steps into that cross-court pass. Uden tried to force it inside the St. Pierre, looking for a position down low on Pickard. St. Pierre for 3, comes up short. Pickard on the run out, gets into the body of Uden and able to lay it up and in. Miller baseline, step back, that'll rim out. St. Pierre with the putback, it's there. Under a minute to go here in the third. Reynolds, baseline, Reynolds crosses over Miller. Wade for 3, that'll rim out. Reynolds battling underneath with Miller. And Tiffany Reynolds will draw the foul on Abby Miller, and now she'll shoot 2. So the Mystics, who have been over the limit since the 5-minute mark of this quarter, Thunder, 2 more free throws. Reynolds goes 1 for 2 on that trip. 19-point lead for the Thunder. Here's Briggs. Picked off by Cajarini. Cajarini looking for it back. Gets it back, and Cajarini will lay it up and in. Cajarini with the steal. Cajarini runs to the rim, and she converts and makes no mistake laying it up and in. As McLaughlin's 3-point attempt falls short of the mark. So after 3 quarters in the books here at the Holmberg Center, it's the Halifax Thunder up big by 21 over the Mystics. The Mystics with some work to do with 10 minutes left in this game if they're going to catch and beat this juggernaut of a team, the Halifax Thunder. Coming into this game 7-0, undefeated. As mentioned, the last time they lost a basketball game as an organization was in this very building for the inaugural season of this league in the Legacy Cup, where they lost it in regulation versus the Halifax Hornets. Good look at the Moncton Mystics bench there. Jill Smith leading her troops here this weekend for Moncton. Take a quick look at the schedule, folks. What's left of the schedule the rest of this weekend here, as we'll get that schedule in the next break. We'll take a look at what's left on the schedule in the regular season and the upcoming championship weekend that will take place at TD Station in St. John, New Brunswick. Thunder will start with possession here in the fourth. It's Reynolds, Wade, Kukerwicki, Yepes, and Lancaster. For the Mystics, they'll counter with Vast as Wade knocks down the three. Jones, Miller, St. Pierre, and McLaughlin out there for Moncton. Here's Miller, blocked by Yepes. Possession will stay with the Mystics. Kelly Vast will trigger the inbound on the baseline. St. Pierre ducks in, can't finish. Ball batted around. Yepes comes up with the loose ball. Kukerwicki off the bounce, banks it in. Sidney Kukerwicki being very aggressive tonight for the Halifax Thunder. Reynolds steals it, throws it ahead. Wade chases it down and lays it up and in. Here's Vass. St. Pierre on the drive. St. Pierre, that'll rim out. Miller keeps it alive. Can't finish over Yepes. Wade. Yepes trying to get position inside on Miller. Spins baseline, draws the double. And Carlo Yepes will shoot two, as Abby Miller will be called for the reach.
Mystics foul charge to number 16, Abby Miller, third personal, first team foul.
That'll be Miller's third personal, team's first here in the fourth. And Yepes will knock down both. And that'll push the lead up to their largest this evening. Fast, getting pushed way beyond the three-point line. St. Pierre inside, draws the double. McLaughlin's got to get it off in time, and that'll be a 24 shot clock violation on the Mystics.
Number 23, Shannon Matheson-Blatt, and number 1, Sandy Saunders.
So Saunders, Platt, and Upham will check in for the Thunder. Kukerwicki on the drive. Knocked away by McLaughlin. Fast comes back the other way for the Mystics. St. Pierre for three. Try to run down her own miss. Ties up Lancaster, and the possession arrow will stay with the Mystics.
Into the game for the Mystics, number 12, Shannon Uden.
So Shannon Uden will come in for Moncton. Leah St. Pierre will check out. Here's Miller battling for a position at the high post with Kukerwicki.
Thunder foul, church to number 2, Sydney Kukerwicki. First personal and first team foul.
Lancaster steals the inbound. Upham baseline. Gooker-Wicki flips it up, and she'll draw the contact, and Sydney will shoot two.
Mystics foul charge to number 16, Abby Miller. Fourth personal, second team foul. And into the game for the Mystics, number 22, Erica Trakoff.
So Trakoff will come in. Miller will sit down with her fourth personal. Gooker-Wicki will knock down the first. Perfect trip for Gooker-Wicki as she knocks down both. Trakoff bottled up there by Platt, stolen away. Gooker-Wicki on the run out, wide open in transition, makes no mistake. Laying it off the glass and in. Trakoff, stolen by Uphams. And Upham is fouled in the open floor by McLaughlin. Timeout called by the Thunder. And the Thunder leading 84-50 here in the fourth quarter. Mystics huddle there, Jill Smith. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule that's left in season number 2. As you can see, day number 2 will be tomorrow, June 4th, and then June 8th, you'll be able to catch the Edge versus the Thunder here at St. Mary's University. The Freeze will take on the Fog at the same time on the same day. Location to be announced, and then on the 10th, you're going to see the Hornets and the Edge, and the Mystics will take on the Freeze. And then the championship will be June the 16th, 18th weekend in St. John, New Brunswick at TD Station. 3 more games tomorrow to wrap up this showcase weekend. All the action will start at 11 a.m. We'll have 3 more between all 6 of these teams in the MWBA, and all the action will be here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. McLaughlin baseline, batted around, saved by Gooker-Wicki. Gooker-Wicki having one of her best games this season off the bench for the Thunder. Lancaster is fouled. It will stay with the Thunder. Thought it was a foul, or maybe it was tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Halifax nonetheless. Saunders gets it poked away from behind by Vass. Here's Vass on the run out. Pitches it ahead to Jones. Nice catch in transition. And Jenna will finish off the glass. Here's Gooker-Wicki. Finds a cut in Platt. Platt, nice catch in traffic. Lays it up and in off the glass. Vass is bumped by Platt.
Thunder foul charge to number 23, Shannon Matheson-Platt. Second personal, second team foul.
That'll be Shannon's second personal and second team foul. Fast three-pointer. Won't go. And that's out of the reach of Gooker Wiki as Upham trying to find Sydney cutting to the bucket.
And for your Thunder, number 7, Vanessa Pickard. And number 10, Carissa Cacciarini.
So Pickard and Cacciarini will come back for Halifax. Moncton will counter with Balser as Sydney will check in. Gooker Wiki steps in front of that pass, but it's last touch by Uden. And Gooker Wiki continuing to play well tonight for the Thunder on both ends of the floor. Cacciarini. Cacciarini gets inside, flips it up and in. That's just a tough ask. Man to man for anyone for the Mystics tonight. Carissa Cacciarini getting what she wants from the outside and from the drive. McLaughlin fires up the three, and misses everything. Might have been a rushed attempt there by Kelsey. Very familiar with the friendly confines here at the Holmberg Center. Cacciarini again off the drive, spins it up and in. Carissa has been very aggressive since the opening tap for the Thunder. Started off slow, but once she caught her stride, she's been unstoppable here in this one. Jones counters down the other end. Here's Platt. Platt's mid-range, a little too strong. Here's Vass. Fast now. Fast inside, count it, plus the foul. Great decision off the bounce by Kelly Vass, as Platt will pick up her third personal. Vass now with an opportunity to complete the three-point play, and she does.
Into the game for the Mystics, number 3, Kylie Balser.
So Balser will check in. That's Kylie and Sydney both out there. The Balser sisters from Moncton, New Brunswick, both played at Crandall University. Jones for three. Can't draw iron. Thunder come back the other way. Pickard from downtown. Won't go. Here's Balser. Thought about throwing it back door to her sister Sydney. Uden now. Closely guarded by Cacciarini. Jones dials up the three and rims it in. And we'll have a stoppage here as the clock went out. As they'll take a look at the clock here and get that all back in order. We'll once again take a look at the schedule, the upcoming schedule, what's left of year number 2 of the MWBA, as you can see on your screen.
Number 4, Grace Lancaster, and number 1, Sandy Saunders.
As mentioned, June 10th, Hornets and Edge, Mystics and Freeze. June 11th, Fog and Mystics. And then on June the 16th and 18th at TD Station, the Legacy Cup. That's where things really come together, and the chase for that championship will be on full display in St. John, New Brunswick. So a conference here between Stephen Clough and Joe Harvey. And Stephen Clough will make his way towards the minor officials table. Shauna Poirier is there as well, the three officials tonight. Trying to figure things out here. Not sure what it could be. Probably with how much time is left on the game clock. They'll reset it to 2:50 left in regulation here in the fourth quarter. So we'll try this again. Platt will inbound. Lancaster, floater, misses everything. And possession will go over to Moncton. Briggs, who's come on for the Mystics, picks up her dribble. Thrown away. Saunders steps in front of that. Gukerwicki gets inside, and Sydney is fouled. She'll shoot two.
Mystics foul person number 3, Kylie Balser, first personal, 4th team foul. Into the game, number 22, Erica Trakoff.
Trakoff on the floor now for the Mystics. Gukerwicki goes 1 for 2. Briggs for 3. Lancaster, baseline, leaves it there for Gukerwicki. And Gukerwicki once again will go back to the stripe to shoot 2 more.
Mystics foul person number 13, Sydney Balser. 3rd personal, 5th team foul. Gukerwicki to shoot 2.
And Gukerwicki will go 1 for 2. Briggs will inbound for the Mystics. Gukerwicki comes up with the steal off the inbound. Then she'll turn it right back over, then try to steal it back. Kicked around, Briggs comes up with the loose ball. Balser knocked to the floor by Lancaster.
Thunder foul person number 4, Grace Lancaster. 2nd personal, 4th team foul.
Second foul on Lancaster. Briggs will inbound. Balser spins in the traffic, count it, plus the foul. So Sydney Balser, she'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. And the degree of difficulty on that shot, definitely a +10. Can't complete the 3-point play though. Briggs able to chase down the rebound, but then lose it on the baseline. That's been pretty much how things has been going since the midway point of the first quarter. Gukerwicki. Lancaster stumbles, loses it, turns it over, back the other way come the Mystics. 60 seconds remaining in the contest. Thunder will move their record to a perfect 8-0. The Mystics will drop to 2-5. Saunders for three, puts it in. Good looking three-pointer there by Sandy Saunders. She's made a few of them for the Acadia Axewomen in her tenure. Traykov gets inside, count it, plus the foul. So Erica Traykov will shoot the N1.
Second personal and bonuses in effect.
And Traykov will finish the three-point play. Thunder will dribble this one out. And they'll win it 96-63. So a convincing win for the Halifax Thunder, moving their record to 8-0. And the East Coast Lifestyles Players of the Game, if it's my guess, I'd have to say on the Thunder side, most likely would be Carissa Cajarini or Vanessa Pickard. For the Mystics, I will definitely go with Abby Miller. But we'll wait and see who the East Coast Lifestyles Players of the Game will be. We'll definitely have a chat with the player of the game for the Mystics. Excuse me, the Thunder, whoever that may be. Let's just see who they announce first.
Today's East Coast Lifestyle Players of the Game will receive a East Coast Lifestyle hoodie. First, from the Moncton Mystics, number 16, Abby Miller.
Abby Miller, 1 for 1. No surprise there. Miller, outstanding game for the Mystics.
Halifax Thunder, number 13, Katie Upham.
So Katie Upham gets the call for the Halifax Thunder, the player of the game. The East Coast Lifestyles player of the game is Upham. St. Francis Xavier University product. So that'll do it here for the third and final game in day number 1. Day number 2, as I mentioned, will go tomorrow, and it will start early. 11 a.m. will be the first game. That will tip off here at the Homburg Center. We'll leave you a few more highlights at the end of this one. We'll get an interview with the player of the game, Katie Upham. So I'll make my transition as I've done all night long from the booth to courtside. We'll see you in a minute.
so I can play next year.
Courtside here with the player of the game for the Halifax Thunder, Katie Upham. Congratulations, Katie, on the win. That's 8 in a row. Coming into this season, you've seen the first season in the MWBA. You got to look at it being a player at St. Francis Xavier under Coach Spencer. Talk about, coming into your final year as a fifth-year player at St. FX, having an opportunity to play in this league. How does this league set you up for your upcoming season?
Well, I think it sets me up because I just get to keep, touching a ball on top of all my other workouts, and then getting to play in this high caliber league just really sets me up for my last year, and yeah, excited to get going. So, yeah.
And what do you think about this league thus far?
It's been great so far. The team's awesome, and yeah, I've been loving it so far. So, yeah.
And it gives an opportunity, a domestic league, a professional domestic league for women in this neck of the woods. It's one of the one or two leagues that are around in this country. How important is it to have a domestic professional women's basketball league in this country, in particular in this neck of the woods?
I think it's very important. There's lots of girls who have finished their careers and they get a chance to keep playing, and I'd love to keep playing after I'm done next year at X. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic league to be a part of.
And what about the mentorship? There's a lot of young, basketball players here, both female and male, in these gyms, and they're looking up to all the great women that play basketball, because you're all great athletes. You all have been played on different levels of, post-secondary, either the CCAA or the U Sports, so you've been at that stage. How important is it to give back to the communities that you serve?
It's very important, and there's girls on my team who I grew up playing, and then I'm sure there's girls in the stands who have been watching me play at X, and then eventually they'll play in this league, so it's kind of a full circle moment for me, and yeah, it's great.
And this team, getting back, you won 8, you got 8 in a row. How good is this basketball team?
We'll see. Playoffs are coming, and I think everyone's going to be playing harder in the playoffs, and we're trying not to be complacent. So yeah, we're undefeated, but we still got to come out and compete and play good basketball, so we'll see.
Katie, thanks for doing this. I know you didn't really want to, but nonetheless, you earned it and you're deserving of it.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Katie Upham, the player of the game for the Halifax Thunder. That'll wrap it up in day number 1 here at the Homburg Center. They go to 8-0, knocking off the Moncton Mystics. So that'll be it here. I'll say so long and good night here at the Homburg Center, but make sure you're here tomorrow. If you can't make it here in Halifax, be live here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. I'm Vince Williams saying good night and so long from Halifax. All right.